Hi, I'm Bart Hanson, the owner and operator of CrushLivePoker.com. The following hand comes from our call-in show that we record at 4:45 p.m. Pacific Time every Monday. If you want to call in your hand, check out the phone number in the description.
So this is 510 2500 cap,
Okay, where's it played at?
Tampa Hard Rock.
Oh, okay, cool. 510, 2500 cap.
Yep.
Okay.
And we are eight-handed, about 3,000 effective.
Okay.
And I have on the button Ace of Spades, King of Diamonds.
Okay.
And so the under the gun player, he raises to 40, and it folds to me, and I just choose to call here, and the big blind calls.
Okay. So the thing about this is that this is definitely not always a three bet against under the gun with ace king offsuit, especially when nobody else has come in. So
Right.
when somebody raises to 40, maybe you three bet this 60% of the time. If there's dead money in the pot, usually what we've been talking about pre-flop is that it becomes a more profitable EV situation to squeeze here. But I actually don't have that much of a problem flatting. This is not an auto three bet, versus a UTG when your head's up on the button. So big blind calls.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
And so we go to the flop,
Yep.
and it's King of Spades, Three of Spades, and Five of Hearts.
Okay.
And the big blind's going to check,
Mm-hmm.
and the villain, he bets 80. Who, by the way, he's like he's a pretty competent player. I don't know if he's a subscriber, but he definitely practices a lot of the concepts that you teach. So yeah, just to keep in mind. But
So you are a subscriber though.
80. Yeah.
Okay. So he bets
But
80 into a pot of 120 on king 3-5 with a couple spades. You have the ace of spades in your hand too, right?
that's right.
Okay.
And I just choose to call because it's hard to get called by words here.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fine. I actually have sometimes raised if I flat with ace king and an ace or a king comes out, usually an ace. I have been known to sometimes fast play those hands a little bit. With a king
Mhm.
out there and you having the ace of spades so that he can't have the nut flush draw, I think it's fine to call. So you make the call.
Okay. Yeah, and the big blind's going to fold here.
Okay.
So the turn is about, what, 280 in the pot,
Yep.
and the nine of diamonds.
Okay.
So he checks, and I choose to check it back because after he checks, I think like he has a lot of those pocket pairs like tens, jacks, queens, and I'm thinking it's going to be hard to get two more streets of value out of him. So my plan here is check behind so I can value bet the river.
Do you think he's betting those hands though for that sizing into two people on the flop? Tens, jacks, queen. I
Um,
mean,
I can't say for sure. Definitely not with 100% frequency.
yeah.
But I mean, even if he has something like King Queen or King Jack, I think this guy is good enough where it's still going to be hard to get a turn and a river bet out of him.
I don't know though. I mean, here's the thing though. If you're gonna play Ace King a little bit slow pre, I'm definitely gonna go for three streets here. I mean, if he bets 80, so the pot's 280, you can just bet like 100 or 125. Like King Queen, King Jack are never gonna fold at least on the turn, for sure. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
if the river comes off like say a deuce and he comes out and bets, like, are you gonna raise the river or just call?
I'd probably call.
So, like, say you go check, check, and the river comes out a deuce, and he bets like 100 at the end. I mean,
Oh,
do you see what
okay.
I'm saying? Or
Then
even like
yeah,
125. It's just like people look at this and they're like, oh, well, I just have one pair, I'll just call. But you lose a lot of value. That's why I like
right,
a bet on the turn. But anyways, okay, so you check
right.
behind.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so the river's the six of spades.
Okay, and that plus obviously action killer cards too. They can come. So river's a six of spades.
Yeah,
Yep. Hmm.
yeah. So he checks again, and yeah, like you said, action killer. This card's gonna have more fold equity than usual most of the time. So I just bet 110,
Okay. And
and he ends up raising to 400.
That's odd. Um,
Yeah.
that's odd
So
because you have the
he,
ace of spades in your hand, obviously.
yeah, that was my first thought.
Yeah. I mean, so here's the thing, right? To be perfectly honest with you, your hand is probably strong enough. I don't think you have to. Okay, so if he has what he's saying he has, right? Is he going to fold a flush just you using the ace of spades in your hand? So I think that obviously this river, he's very polarized here. So
Yeah.
do you want to turn a hand that has good showdown value into a bluff against a polarized range? Do you follow what I'm saying here? Like if he's bluffing, your hand's definitely strong enough to call, you win. Okay? If he's not bluffing, are you trying to move him off a flush? Is he going to check raise fold the river? I don't see a lot of people check raise fold rivers for value, if ever.
Right. Yeah, and that was I guess the big question is what frequency, if any, is he gonna fold the queen high flush here?
I
And
mean, I don't see it
yeah,
that much. I mean, yeah, you have the ace of spades in your hand. I see people not make these folds in PLO too. Um,
right.
I just don't. His whole line doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. To okay, so he because let's take a look at his under the gun range. Let's go back to under the gun, right? So if he has a queen high flush, what is his under? What do you think his under the gun preflop range is of suited broadways? Queen,
Like queen jack,
Broadway
queen ten.
queens, Jack Broadway suiteds, right? So he
Right.
turns a flush draw and a gut shot with the nine coming on the
Yeah.
turn. Is he checking that
Yeah.
on the turn? And then also when he makes the flush, is he checking? He'd have to check a two-way draw on the turn and not double barrel when he has a range advantage opening from under the gun, right? He'd have to
Mhm.
check the turn and then when he makes it, check the river. I don't buy it. I would call.
Okay. That yeah. And
Pete,
I
stay in school in
basically
the chat says I'm tired of this bluff and it doesn't work. Oh, I said I tried this bluff and it doesn't work. Yeah, that's my initial reaction.
well, I
I'm gonna call
actually
the river.
I ended up raising.
Yeah.
Um I made it 1400. I went like pretty big on it. And he called with queen 10 of spades.
Yeah, I mean the thing also too is that like you have to look at it from his perspective. Are you are you checking? How often are you checking back the turn with the nut flush draw?
Right.
I
Well,
mean, you got a piece. I mean, I mean, obviously, when somebody bet three bets the river, it's rarely a bluff, but you're also giving them a price too.
yeah.
And the other thing too is that I would just move all in. I mean, that's one of the things I've learned over the last 6 to 12 months doing a lot of top section work on the site. I'm not sure how much you had left, but if you want to make yourself say, I have the nut flush here, I only have the nut flush here for value, then you move all in. You don't take a sizing that's smaller than all in because you're just going to give him a better price if he has it. But I think this play is
Right.
to call.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So, anyways, thanks for the call. Appreciate
Yeah.
it. Hey guys, if you like what you've seen here, please click on the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time we put up a new video. And if you want to check out crushlivepoker.com for the first month free, use the code YTA100. Click on the link right there.